Yo, okay, listen. What was I gonna say? I'm racist. Okay, and I'm not just like racist. I'm like probably the most racist person you ever come across in your life. Okay, if you think Allah Hitler is racist, just multiply that for like 42 and put like a 35 square root. That's probably me. Okay, so and let me tell you this, right? I've lived in this world probably alone enough to understand what makes people successful and what makes people not successful. Okay, or at least I think I know. Okay, and there's two type of people where if I ever identify them, I excommunicate with them instantly and I cut them off my network instantly because these two type of people are just they're just not going to be very successful in life. Okay, and there's really nothing for me to do with them besides cutting them off as fast as I can, because you have to understand, like in life, like we see patterns, right? It's kind of like our institutions. I'll give you like an example, right? If I'm like a small Japanese girl, right? And I'm walking like 11 p.m. across the Bronx, and I see three YNs, right? And I'm wearing not a lot of cover, and I have like jewelries on, right? Is this smart to for me maybe like not walk through that street, maybe like take a cab or something, right? So let's go back to the two type of people where if I ever identify them, I just cut them off instantly. The first one is people that have low IQ slash no common sense, right? Like if you are like 26, you don't know how to figure out how to use like a Google Calendar, right? In 2026, where we have Google, we have LMs that could just tell you straight up, like do this and do that in the most fundamental language that you can possibly like figure it out. If you cannot even do that, right? How to use like a Google Calendar, you're going to have a hard time to communicate with them, basically like everything else. And the chances are they are just not going to be very successful, because the truth is, think of life like it has a lot of things to do with like DNA. Okay, if I'm like 6'8" and you're 6 feet tall and we're playing basketball, you're just not going to win, right? You probably like may say like, well, I could try, I could practice hard. No, you're not going to win, bro. Like if I'm 6'8", you're 6 feet tall, you're just not going to win. Okay, same thing with life. Like if you have low IQ and you have a hard time just like figure every small things out, because there's a lot of people like in the world are very clumsy with things. They don't really understand how things work, and they need to have things to be explained to the most like in decimals. Okay, there are people like this, and they just cannot do stuff. It's very impossible. And when I tell you about when I'm saying like a low IQ, I'm not talking about like educations. Like for me, like my education is like high school, and I probably like never, I barely go to high school neither. Like I go probably like once every year just to do like the final, and I will pass it. I will get like a hundred. Like this is very easy for me. And so when I say like low IQ, it's just you can see. It's very easy to like see if somebody have low IQ. It's very easy to tell actually, just by seeing them doing like common stuff, like just everyday stuff, and how they do these everyday stuff, and how they like uh, how their logic behind doing like fundamental basic things in life. It's very easy to tell, and it's just not gonna work. Okay, this it's very competitive in this world. We have like 4 billion people, right? It's very hard for like a low IQ motherfucker to make it. Okay, so when I identify them, okay, this guy's like a low IQ guy. There's nothing for me to like talk to them about. Nothing. Second is people that are not people that don't stick with their words. Okay, people that are just not reliable. It's very easy. Like there's a lot of people on this planet, right? There's like 4 billion, right? So if you are not trustworthy, right? I have 3.9999999 billion other people that I can count on, right? So why you give somebody else that you just met another shot, or like give them another chance to like to build that trust when the first time you just couldn't see like them like sticking up with their words. It just when someone is not reliable, right? They don't respect themselves. Like they don't even respect themselves, so they're not gonna respect other people, right? So when you don't respect yourself and you don't respect other people, you cannot build big things with them, right? Regardless of like what kind of relationship you're gonna have this with this person, you just cannot build any meaningful relationship with them when they can't even give you like the most fundamental trust. So these two type of people, the moment I identify them, I just cut them off instantly. That's it.